Animals have been fleeing the Yellowstone National Park, and there is plans to use drones in schools for further protection, and people are experiencing strange things happening to them after they collected a Labubu. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to some of the more strange and unusual clips that I could find on TikTok. Let's get into it.
Y'all, this paranormal investigator just dropped dead while he was on a tour with the real Annabelle doll, y'all. And get this, it happened in one of the most haunted places in America, and that's Gettysburg. His name was Dan Rivera, y'all. R.I.P. to him. And I pray he did not get his soul taken from that Annabelle doll. He was one of the top investigators for the New England Society on Psychic Research, the same group that was started by Ed and Lorraine Warren. I know the people that's behind The Conjuring, right? Y'all, this is just crazy, fool. Y'all know every stop that Annabelle doll been on, some crazy shit was just happening. So for this man that just passed away, I don't know how he passed away, y'all, but this shit is just crazy, fool. And then out of all places, it happened in Gettysburg. It is known for one of the most spiritually active, violent places in America, y'all. You got the Annabelle doll that they say been possessed since 1970. Then he's in Gettysburg. That's a whole little mixture of a bad concoction. Dan knew what he was doing when he was around that doll. When he touched that doll, he had on gloves. He wore protection, y'all. And he always said his prayer. Like I said, as of right now, the cause of death has not been revealed. So I'm going to keep y'all updated on that. I need y'all thoughts down below. You think it was health, a coincidence, or something dark? If I was them or anybody, I'm staying away from that joint. I'm burning that joint. What? I'm sending that joint back to the pits of wherever it came from. I'm not playing around, because everywhere that joint go, evil follows.
Rest in peace to Dan. I looked this up and it is true. Still no cause of death, but that is definitely an odd coincidence. And honestly, a lot of things have been going on since they released that Annabelle doll. That Devils on the Run tour might not have been a good idea, but still, rest in peace to Dan Rivera.
The following videos are from a man named Josh. He and his grandparents are dealing with weird, abnormal neighbors. These neighbors keep crossing onto their property line and just basically terrorizing them. But the problem is, their neighbors are almost like feral people. And they look different and weird, and something is just completely off. It's gotten to the point to where they have notified the local sheriff, and unfortunately, they are not able to do anything. So Josh has taken upon himself to go out onto the property, hide, and videotape what the neighbors are doing to he and his grandparents. And this is going to blow your mind. And things are starting to escalate. Now these people are leaving weird objects around their home. Take a look at these next few videos, comment below, and tell me what you think.
So I wake up, I use the bathroom, and here's my house. It's a post that I used to hang up a hammock on. I look on this side. It's pointed straight at my house.
I really feel like this is a hoax, or maybe that guy's just extremely passive. But where I'm from, people would not tolerate that here. If someone's trespassing on your land around here, you're gonna get questioned. If you don't answer the question, you're either gonna get tackled to the ground, shot at, or shot.
America's latest idea to prevent school shootings is inspired by the war in Ukraine. You see, recently a tech company called Campus Guardian Angel demonstrated how their new drone-led first response would save lives. The idea is that 30 to 90 drones would be permanently stationed at a school, and unlike law enforcement who have to first arrive on the scene and then move through the building relatively slow to avoid casualties, the drones can instantly smash through windows, confront the shooter just 15 seconds after launch, and are operated by the pilot stationed at the company's headquarters in Austin, Texas. They can even engage the shooter while waiting for law enforcement with sirens, a two-way speaker, pepper spray, and even projectiles. And if all fails, they say that the drones themselves can become non-lethal weapons by flying them straight into the shooter. But here is where things get crazy, because the company's CEO said that the inspiration came from watching how successful these drones have been against people with guns in the conflict in Ukraine. And listen, I get that that is well-meaning, but it's just so wild to think that there is a scenario where literal war tactics have a place at a school. And not just that, but 6 drones will cost the school $15,000 plus $4 a month per student. So if there's 2,000 students, that's an additional cost of $8,000 per month. But then again, you could also argue if these drones even saved one life, it would be worth every cent. But the question is, what do you think? Should these drones be rolled out ASAP nationwide, or is there a better solution?
This should be something that basic law enforcement does. There's no reason why law enforcement does not have a headquarters of their own where they can operate these drones, and to have these drones at really important places like schools, jail, and prisons, and that way they can load them with tasers, pepper spray, flashbangs, whatever kind of projectiles that they need. It really does make sense. That is definitely a good extra level of security, and really it would be nice to have one of these for your own home. Like for me, if I travel and I leave my family at home and I get an emergency alert on my cameras, I can just lock into my drone and help defend my home while the law enforcement comes. Let me know what you guys think about all this. Hey, if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying the show, give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I upload a video like this every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And for everyone that's watching, I want to thank you guys so much for supporting the channel.
Hello friends! So what is the point of life? Why did God create the universe and all of us? And why are we doing all the things that we do? There has to be a point, right? Well, I'm here to tell you there is, and I have discovered it. No, not me. I have poured over thousands of different data points from all sorts of, ancient mystical teachings and theologies and philosophies and religions and cultures, and I found all the overlap. And there's so many different people from different walks of life, all the way back from ancient mystics all the way to, modern day quantum scientists that are saying the same thing. And this is the picture that they're painting. A long time ago, right at the beginning of existence, God, source, creator, shattered itself into a trillion pieces. And each one of those pieces kind of represents each of us, an individual soul, an individual partition of the ultimate consciousness. Now the reason was so that all those pieces could go and out and interact, have experiences, learn, grow, and evolve, and ultimately find their way back to source. Okay, so why? Why do this cosmic game of hide and seek? Well, think about it this way. You've probably heard the saying, the sum is greater than the parts, right? Essentially, what that means is that when you take something, a whole something, split it up, each one of those parts individually, when you analyze them and really scan them and look at them, and then you piece them back together, you'll realize that all those parts together, add up more than the whole. So when you think about the collective consciousness, and I'm not talking about like just humans on Earth, but every species out there, every planet out there, every life force and conscious entity that exist in this universe and probably the others, all of them, as they've been split and partitioned and gone out on their merry old way and tried to find purpose and their way back to source, have accumulated so much knowledge and wisdom and grown so much that by the time they make it back to source, they're going to be so much bigger than they were when they left. Think about when you have a baby. At the beginning, that baby is completely reliant on you and needs you for everything to survive. But 20, 30, 40 years down the road, it's a completely sovereign, independent, powerful being. That's what we are. So imagine the Creator giving birth to trillions and trillions of souls, those souls going and growing up and then coming back and recombining into something that's far greater than what it was at the beginning. That's what I think the point of the universe is. Now, in the process of that, what happens? Well, just like your baby grows up into an adult, we grow up. So, as Tom Campbell would call us, these individualized units of consciousness, which we are, the souls, they evolve. And there's a possibility that we have options, that we can reunite with Source, you know, creating kind of like forming like Voltron and creating the super source. Or maybe our purpose is bigger than that. Maybe our purpose is to become creators. You know, we were created in the likeness of the Creator, maybe to be creators. And maybe that is the ultimate goal. Or maybe you have options. Maybe you go and become a creator yourself, or maybe you do reunite back to Source, or maybe there's other options. Be a guide, be a teacher, be a helper. But that's sort of the conclusion I've come to after years of really pouring into this subject. And this is not my opinion. This is based on, like I said, literally thousands of data points that I've compiled. But having said that, it is backed up by my own experiences, because this is sort of the universal truth. You can't help but come to this conclusion because it seems to be the truth. I think that is pretty neat when you can have all this overlap and it all points to the same thing. That's my take. Let me know your take. Have a beautiful day.
If there is a God, he gave us an amazing place to live, why not enjoy it? And that's why I think that he would have created us, to enjoy just a fraction of the capabilities that this being is capable of doing. Imagine what it's like to him being that powerful. And I'm not trying to say it's like an ego trip, but when you're that powerful, it probably feels pretty good, and he probably enjoys us appreciating what he created with his power. But basically, to cut it short and sweet, why did God create us? In my opinion, God did so for us to enjoy his creation and what life brings us. As simple as that. Hey, let me know your opinions in the comments. Just be respectful to each other. This kind of topic can get heated pretty quickly.
Something in Yellowstone Park got the bears acting unusual, y'all. There's a video going around of the bears leaving the Yellowstone National Park, y'all. I have never seen anything like this, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all the video and y'all let me know down below in the comments. Have y'all seen anything like this before? And I'm hearing it's not just the bears, y'all. Even the mountain lions are getting up, packing their bags, and getting on. Something ain't right, y'all. I don't know what it is. I'm not even gonna try to guess. Y'all leave y'all guess down below in the comments though. But look at this. Look at the bears, y'all. Have y'all seen anything like this before? This shit crazy. I've never seen so many bears in one spot, all going the same way. What the hell is going on? Somebody let me know, why is this happening? Why is all the bears leaving? Do they know something we don't know? Y'all know it's a big ass volcano under that junk. Could that junk be about to erupt? That's why all the bears and other animals leaving? That's just highly suspicious, y'all. There's been other videos around the world of animals acting strange lately, but this one is at the top.
I mean, my first thought seeing all those animals fleeing, I would have thought natural disasters about to happen, that super volcano is probably about to pop off. But I wonder why there's just bears and mountain lions and no other animals. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments.
One of the most talented remote viewers was Pat Price. Pat was able to see an underground base hidden inside a mountain right in the middle of the Alaska Triangle, Mount Hayes.
No, motherfucking Hayes.
Okay, that's enough.
No, motherfucking Hayes, link below.
Pat discovered that the base was operated by humans and aliens working together. I bring this up because Linda Moulton Howe found a witness who remote viewed the Dark Pyramid. She first saw a small building. She went in. Then she saw an elevator that went hundreds of feet down. She followed that. Then she found herself in what looked like a military facility. There was a lab. Then she saw a huge black sloped wall. She pulled away a bit. It was the Dark Pyramid. All around the pyramid was equipment, lights, people working. It was very busy. She scanned the area and found a network of hallways and tunnels. She saw offices, sleeping areas, a kitchen. Finally, she found herself with a group of people being taken on a tour by the facility's leader. She was stunned. The tour guide was not human. It was human-like, but definitely not human. Then she learned the true purpose of the Dark Pyramid. It is an energy device. It's a charging station for UFOs.
My question is, did we piss off the aliens? I think we might have, and I'm pissed off at the aliens too. Let me tell you why. I think we pissed the aliens off because we started the nuclear bomb back in 47, giving the electronic signature that, hey, we're here, we're messing with your space-time continuum. They came, they said, hey, quit messing with our space-time continuum, because when you deplete the atom, when you expand it, when you explode it, you're actually creating a problem for our universe. You're actually creating a different dimension, and that's a problem for them. I'm pissed off because now they know we're here. Now they're abducting us. Now they're taking our DNA, and we didn't give consent. We didn't sign off on that. So we have this interplanetary problem with aliens, where we're not friends with them, they're not friends with us, we're their lab rats, and they're pissed at us for starting the nuclear bombs, and they don't want anybody else to start a nuclear bomb. So I don't think there is going to be another nuclear war. But do you think aliens are pissed at us? Are you pissed off because you've been abducted, or somebody you know has been abducted? You may be eligible to talk about it here at Lockdown Universe. Put your comment in the comments section. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Lockdown Universe out. Peace.
A new landmark study has revealed cell-level brain changes tied to PTSD, which means if you experience trauma in your life, your cells, your mitochondria, your nuclei, their synapses, their interactions, all of these things actually get altered for life, whether you like it or not. So let's go ahead and dive into the details of this study, because I found it to be very fascinating. What we're mostly talking about today is post-traumatic stress disorder, which most of us would associate with soldiers returning from war, but it can happen to anybody that unfortunately suffers an extreme trauma. Well, scientists wanted to know if that trauma was purely psychological and in our heads, or if there was a biological component to it. So what they did is decided to take tissue samples from over 111 people, focusing on a region called the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. Some of these people had PTSD, some of them had major depressive disorder, and some of them were perfectly normal as a control group. And what they discovered is that in the PTSD-affected brain, a special type of neuron called inhibitory neurons had genetic alterations, and these neurons act like the brain's volume knobs, keeping the other neurons from overreacting. But in PTSD and major depressive disorder, these knobs seem to be turned down, reducing neuronal communication, which could make the prefrontal cortex, responsible for emotional control and decision-making, get stuck in a hyper-excitable state, possibly leading to symptoms like nightmares and a heightened flight or fright response. The team also noticed changes in the microglia, which are the brain's immune cells. They seem a bit chattier than those without depression or PTSD. That seems to make them more quiet. And they kept on going. Even the endothelial cells in the brain's blood vessels are different. These are the cells responsible for carrying blood and hormones into the brain, and they have been altered. So several aspects of cellular biology in the human brain got altered by PTSD. People experienced something traumatic, and they didn't just feel sad about it, or scared about it, or anxious about it, but the cells in their brain at a hard biological fundamental level changed. And this is very important because it opens up new avenues of treatment for PTSD.
It definitely makes sense that if you go through a traumatic event that it alters your brain cells. But hopefully this can help further understand PTSD and how to treat it properly. Because I'm sure if you have this constant trigger going on in your brain, that it's eventually going to get tired and wear out. Or it's going to malfunction and cause other problems like schizophrenia or dementia.
If you've got one of these things, throw it away right now. Thousands of people are throwing away these Labubus right now because of what just happened. All of you have probably seen the Labubu trend going around. I mean, these things have been taking the internet by storm and getting some pretty crazy markups, like people have been selling them for a fortune. However, recently a lot of people have been coming out claiming very bad things have happened to them since having a Labubu, and the whole theory surrounding now that they are actually cursed. Now, according to a lot of people online, the Labubus are reportedly cursed by Pazuzu, who is this devil figure. Actually, the same devil represented in the film, The Exorcist. This smiling demon that has resemblances with Labubus, obviously with the name as well, and looks like this. Now, the whole story behind the demon is that it's seen as something that people can rely on and put trust in. It's like a cute figure almost that people like. But it has malintentions and does very bad things to people. And this demon isn't anything new, like this has been known for a very long time. So as I say, a lot of people are now actually putting the 2 and 2 together and saying, hang on a minute, maybe these things are genuinely cursed. With a lot of people now looking into the origin of them, who made them, and all of those kind of things. So, I mean, let me know your thoughts on this, and as always, I will keep you updated.
I personally think that those Labubus are ridiculous. And it boggles my mind that they've picked up as much popularity as they did because of TikTok, basically. Who would have thought a menacing looking little rabbit would have been a multi-million-dollar industry? But let me know in the comments, have any of you collected a Labubu, and if so, has anything weird happened to you? Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video. I'm really sorry it was short. Content today just was not out there. A lot of it's about the Epstein files, and it's just the same old talking points over and over again. Along with this really crazy meme of this new Travis Scott song called Wiggly Wiggly or something. It's everywhere and it's ridiculous. But hey, at least we had something to watch today. And I want to thank you guys for watching these clips with me. And with that being said, have a good day.